Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. Here we are. I'm actually traveling, so I'm just trying to adjust and get my camera working so that we can start this week. We are week 6, so we only have a few more weeks left, and this has gone by incredibly fast. So let's take a look at what we're going to talk about for this week. So we're going to really look at self-reflection, and the objective is to look at insight techniques into your self-reflection that can elevate your readings to new heights. So, self-reflection is incredibly important, and it is vital to you developing your intuition and enhancing your oracle card reading practice. So right now, we're not going to really talk about the cards. We're going to talk about your practice. And we want to talk about your intuition and how it's going to enhance your card reading practice. So, what it is about you looking inward. And by doing this, you create a deeper connection with yourself, with your inner self, and the messages your cards will provide to you. So, start by carving out quiet moments in your day that you are dedicating to introspection. And, I find that really fascinating because that can really vary for me. And so there'll be times that I'll meditate, journal, or just simply sit in stillness. And this is where I begin opening up myself to ask open-ended questions about what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I just may have experienced as it relates to the readings that I'm going to do for myself. Um, and this process fosters self awareness, but it also helps to clarify patterns and themes that emerge during your card reading that you're doing for yourself. What I also find by doing this practice is it provides me the opportunity to look at what my intention is, and I become incredibly focused. It's not like a general card reading. It is a reading that there is a basis to it, there is a reason for it, and I'm gearing myself up to that. I'm warming myself up to that, is what's happening when you do that. So what we're going to look at is visualization techniques. We're just going to briefly talk about this, your reflection journal, techniques for extracting deeper spiritual meanings from the cards, and journaling as a tool for deeper reflection and connection. So visualization, this is when you're incorporating insight techniques into your self-reflection, and this is going to take your readings to a whole different level, okay, to new heights. So consider using visualization exercises to create a mental space where you can explore your thoughts and emotions. You can picture yourself walking through a serene landscape where each element represents a different aspect of your life. And as you navigate this space, you're going to pay attention to the symbols and feelings that come up for you, that arise. This practice can help you tap into your subconscious and draw connections between your personal experiences and the messages from your oracle cards. This begins that enriching experience of your understanding and your interpretation. So it's kind of funny when I'm going for my walk, you know, I I would have been called a daydreamer, but what I was actually doing was a great deal of visualization as a means of understanding the experiences that I had as a child. And it's funny, I daydreamed a lot, so obviously there was a lot going on, but it's now really very much an encouragement in doing so to get you into this zone where you're open and receptive. You have the curiosity of what's coming out because you are creating that visualization. So by putting yourself in some place, time, state, you are preparing yourself. You're, like I just heard today, you're warming yourself up to that card reading experience. Another powerful tool is to maintain a reflection journal. And we talk about journaling a lot, specifically as it relates to your oracle card readings. So, like after every single card reading, you want to write down your impressions, insights, and any intuitive nudges that you received. And we've talked about this absolutely, I would say, every week. The thing for your reflection journal that you need to really become um, like it's a companion to you noticing your trends and themes or anything that transpires. Um, the the journal really, the journal, it's a tool again, and it helps to facilitate a comprehension of your cards' meanings and the guidance that they offer. It is your writing, it is your interpretations, it is what's coming through you. It is a resource for tracking your personal growth and evolution. And it really allows you to see how your intuition has developed over time and how your interpretations have shifted. So, what's going on there? I know it seems like this can be a bit foreboding. It doesn't have to be a task, it needs to be an accompaniment tool to your card reading. It's that adjacent thing that you have there beside you. Remember, like with card readings, we talk about you having using other tools like numerology or astrology or the chakra information. This is that other piece that brings to life what's going on with your card reading. And when you look back, if you choose to keep your journals, if you keep whatever note taking you're doing, you get to get a sense of where you were a year ago or 2 years ago or 4 years ago. And I've read some things from my journals. Unfortunately, I'm away, so um, I can't do that. But certainly, this is something that you can consider as a tool. Just by writing those notes, it helps to open yourself up. And it really is about receptivity too. It really is about receptivity and having curiosity as to what is coming out of these card readings. So, how do you deepen the insights from your readings? So, really, I encourage engaging in group discussions with other fellow mystics is also going to enhance your self-reflective practice. When you start sharing your experiences, insights, and questions with others, it allows for a very collaborative exploration of different perspectives. And these dialogues can illuminate the blind spots in your understanding or inspire new interpretations of your oracle card readings. It also, you're creating a very supportive community where you can discuss your challenges and success, fostering an environment of shared growth and encouragement. Now, the new moon's coming, and so already I've heard from a few people who are using the deck, and they're doing either 1 or 3 card pulls, and they're telling me that. Now, those who are doing one are getting a very poignant card reflective of their current spirit experiences and situations. And then we have had a chat about the cards interpretations and meaning and what they can gain from that, and of a new shift in their perspective, or not a new shift, but that shift in their perspective. Then recently, because it's a new moon, I had a messenger from a friend tell me that they were getting all the RE focus cards, like refocus, reframe, all that kind of thing from their readings, and that made a lot of sense for them. I'm going by memory and I'm kind of forgetting things, but that's how you can deepen your insights from your card reading, is to share. And I do this. I have my own mentors. I have people that I go to and I have these discussions and I say, you know what, this is what's transpired. This is what I'm gaining from it. But, there's still maybe a little bit that I need to consider. And they immediately jump in, and it's like such a wonderful supportive environment, and they're telling me this is what can transpire from that, this is what you can gain from that, have you considered these things? And by doing so, it affirms and validates, and then I gain more, and I gain momentum when I do that. And I think that's really key here, is that you want to gain momentum in your card readings. And by doing so, sharing and being in community assists you in growing your own practice. You're assisting others. Trust me, you're helping others, and you're balancing yourself with your cards. You're gaining that relationship with them. So definitely this is very key in your self-reflective practice. You know what? I want you to celebrate yourself. Don't forget to celebrate your progresses and your insights along the way. You want to acknowledge those moments of clarity and intuitive hits that have guided you in your readings. And when you cultivate a positive mindset about your self-reflective journey, you'll be encouraged for your continued growth and connection with your intuition and your connection with others. So remember that the path to mastering oracle card readings it's personal and it's an ongoing journal. This just doesn't happen overnight. And you want to embrace each step, every insight, and the transformational power of self-reflection as you deepen your practice. This is so very key when you're doing your daily card pulls. The other thing is we're going to talk about goal setting and manifestation with your oracle cards. And that goal setting and manifestation are powerful practices that can be greatly enhanced through the use of oracle cards. The cards serve not only as tools for divination, but are also catalysts for personal growth and clarity. So when you approach your goals with intention and insight that is provided by the oracle cards, you align your actions. Remember, I've talked about that in your true desires, making the journey to manifestation more intuitive and fulfilling. So you're using your oracle cards, you're tapping into a deeper level of understanding about what you truly want, helping you to clarify, your intentions and inspire actionable steps. I am all about actionable steps. I am not about you sitting there and the woo-woos and the wah-wahs. It is all about you taking the necessary steps that align to your authentic self. So when you want to begin this process, it's essential to define your goals clearly. Now, I got to tell you, I always seem to have a little bit of an issue with this. It just seems like, what is my goal? What is my goal? And I think you can really simplify this for yourself by just saying, you know what, my goal is that I want to know what's required for me. I always talk about that. You're doing your card readings for yourself, although you could be in a relationship or a partnership or some kind of experience with another person, but you are there to only ask about yourself and what is it that you need right now to know about what would be for your highest good. And I find that by always saying that for your highest good, like ending your question with that, clarifies that this is about you and what is it that you need to be aware of. And so, it's important to do that. So you want to take that moment to make sure that what you generally wish to achieve in the various aspects of your life, whether it's your career, relationships, or personal development, you're very clear about this goal that you want to have with your oracle cards. So once you've identified the goals, you shuffle your deck, you focus on your intention, a lot to think about, right? And then you draw a few cards and allow this imagery and messages to guide you to understanding of the obstacles you may be facing right now, as well as the opportunities that lie ahead. This practice really provides insight, but also creates a sacred space for your aspirations, merging your desires with the wisdom of the universe. I love that. I love that. So pay attention to your intuition and the hits that you're getting. As you interpret the cards, pay close attention to your intuitive responses, as each card is going to hold layers of meanings, and your personal connection to them is going to reveal those insights that are unique to you. So consider how the symbols and messages resonate with you, your goals. Are there themes for growth? I love that. Are you feeling resistance? Are you feeling supported? You allow yourself to journal those thoughts and feelings about the cards that I've drawn. And that's that reflective practice is, and that is going to deepen your comprehension and commitment to your goals. Remember, intuition is so powerful. It's this incredible guide, and trusting it can lead you to profound revelations about your life direction. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is that although, I've had something that's challenging, what is the revelation that I need about my life's direction? And you know what? Manifestation, it's not just about setting goals, but it's also about embodying the energy of those goals. So you use your cards to visualize your success. You can create a vision board or an altar. I personally create an altar that incorporates the cards representing my aspirations. So, I'll place it somewhere and I'll read that card. I'll think about that card. I might carry that card. I might put it in the kitchen. I might put it at my bedside. I'm spending time daily and during the day connecting with how I'm visualizing the life that I want it to be. And this practice really strengthens your belief in your ability to manifest your dreams. It also assists you and feel the support of the direction that you're taking, because sometimes the card could be a little bit more contrary to what you thought it would be, and you're having to really percolate on this information. And sometimes it takes me a while for it to sift through where I've gained that perspective. And so I think that's really important. You can use oracle cards in many different ways, and they can be blended in so much of the practice. And the more you immerse yourself in the cards, the energy of the cards, it's going to align with the actions that you need, that will pave your way for opportunities to present themselves. So here, celebrate the progress along the way and use your cards to reflect on your journey and acknowledge the steps you've taken towards your goals. So by drawing the cards, you're reminding yourself of your achievements and your areas for continued growth. This celebratory ritual really enforces your commitment, but keeps your energy high and your spirit engaged. Oh, I just love that too, because the more that you do this in an authentic way, it generates this. Your spirit really is engaged with the universe. You're communicating with spirit. This process of goal setting and manifestation, it's a journey, and oracle cards are here to support you every step of the way, guiding you towards your very highest potential. It's kind of cool. So by spending time, the intention of your card reading, to focus on the intention of your card reading, we went through this, I think it was last week, you are gearing up to be present to what the cards will provide you for information. So at this point, you're on your way of embracing yourself as a card reader, okay? You've established this foundational practice with everything we've gone through, and you're readying yourself for the cards. You're in tune and attuned to your reading. You're tracking, you're reflecting, your introspection and your intuition are building. And you need to know that you're doing this awesome work and to keep it up. So here's your weekly lesson. And again, I know it almost seems basic, but it's not. It really is now. You have this other additional information. So you pull your daily card for a week and track any patterns. What are you seeing? What's going on? What are your goals? What is the manifesting? And so, like, if I could think of an example, and I would look at a card that I have. It was like, there was a broom on it, and it was having to sweep things up, like to clean things up. And so I took that as two ways in my card reading. It was funny. I knew that I was needing to purge, and I also in my home, and I also knew that it was time for me to become busy and to become diligent towards working on my business. And so it was really interesting how that one card had different facets that I could see in my life. And it's really interesting that when I did that purging that I needed to do, there was a weight off my shoulder. But when I also became busy, like brooming is to clean up, but it is also to be dutiful towards, the work ahead that you need to concentrate on. And when I did that, I generated and manifested. My goal was to work on my spiritual business, and I was generating the energy, the insight, the progress, the direction. And you know what? All of a sudden, I came back off of vacation, and it was like, you know what? We want you to spearhead, or we want you to be part of this event. And it was like, wow, okay, so this is a facet of my spiritual business that is coming into fruition from the work that I've done. And that's how you start tracking patterns. That's how you start tracking your goals, because then you start writing your goals and what has been manifested, and you get to percolate and warm up to what the cards are giving you as information. So that's the thing, is all of a sudden there's this excitability that comes because you're being affirmed and validated. I do a lot of validation in my readings because it's like, okay, I'm seeing this is what I'm getting. Is this the direction? Is this where you have thought or considered? And then it's like, yeah, I'm on to that. So you're getting those affirmations to the direction that your authentic, beautiful life is supposed to lead. And so, what are we going to do? Or what am I going to say is that we're going to talk a lot more about confidence and intuition next week. And that's going to be week 7. And just keep up the great work. This is a bit shorter of a video, but it really packs a punch because there's things about introspection that takes time. There's things about that journaling that takes time. So I would really suggest that you spend about 10 to 15 minutes journaling, see what is transpiring, and when you see patterns, write it down by the week what you're seeing patterns of, and really send me a note. I'd love to hear for you. And thank you so much for being here. And we will see you next week. Bye.